My research shows that the quantum vacuum, which is the lowest energy state, also known as the ground state, is actually, as I mentioned, a dynamic entity teeming with virtual particles and energy fluctuations. And these are, as I said before, due to these fluctuations arise due to the uncertainty principle, which dictates that energy levels cannot be precisely zero, even in a vacuum. The energy of the vacuum, quantum vacuum, is often referred to as zero-point energy. The energy is not directly observable, but its effects are measurable, such as through something called the Casimir effect, which demonstrates the presence of vacuum energy by measuring the force between two uncharged plates in a vacuum. So the quantum vacuum's inherent energy and fluctuations make it a fertile ground for the birth of the universe. This idea that the universe could emerge from a quantum vacuum is supported by the theories of cosmic inflation, which posits that, or theory of cosmic inflation, although there are many. There's one called eternal inflation. But in any way, these theories posit that a rapid expansion of space-time was driven by the energy of the vacuum. This expansion smoothed out any initial irregularities, leading to the large-scale structure of the universe that we observe today. Furthermore, the quantum vacuum is thought to be related to dark energy, a mysterious force driving the accelerated expansion of the universe. The vacuum's energy density, although extremely small, has a significant impact on the universe's large-scale dynamics, influencing the distribution of galaxies and cosmic structures. Talk about science, stranger than science fiction. The quantum vacuum's potential for creating an infinite universe lies in its dynamic nature. Virtual particles constantly pop in and out of existence, borrowing energy from the vacuum itself. These particles can, under certain conditions, become real particles, contributing to the universe's matter and energy content. Moreover, the concept of a multiverse suggests that our universe is just one out of many, each with different vacuum states and properties. In this view, the quantum vacuum serves as the background for an infinite number of universes, each with its own unique characteristics. The multiverse hypothesis provides a framework for understanding the fine-tuning of our universe's physical constants, suggesting that we exist in a universe where conditions are just right for life because other configurations are less hospitable. So far what I've said is the following. The quantum vacuum, far from being a void, is a dynamic and potent entity with the potential to give rise to an infinite universe. Its energy and fluctuations challenge our classical understanding of nothingness, revealing a rich tapestry of possibilities that underpin the cosmos. So as our understanding of the quantum vacuum deepens, it may unlock further mysteries of the universe, offering insights into the origins of everything and the nature of reality itself. So far, what I've said is quantum mechanics that apparently everybody agrees on. Now, let's go a little further. How do we know that the quantum vacuum exists? Well, we know it through observation. And I mentioned earlier the Casimir effect. But the Casimir effect requires an observer. Okay, to do the experiment, the quantum vacuum has to be understood as an experience in what? In consciousness. The quantum vacuum has to be understood as an experience in consciousness. In other words, the quantum vacuum is a mode of knowing in consciousness. And by consciousness, I don't mean, the consciousness that arises from the brain. I'm talking about a non-local consciousness in which the brain itself and the mind is a modification of consciousness. To define consciousness, consciousness is that in which all experience occurs. All experience, including the experience that we call the Casimir effect. So consciousness is that in which all experience occurs. But it is also that in which all experience is known. So the Casimir effect, which allows us to hypothesize the quantum vacuum, is known in consciousness. It occurs in consciousness, is known in consciousness, and in fact is made out of consciousness because it's a mode of knowing in consciousness. The Casimir effect is a mode of knowing in consciousness. So the Casimir effect is known in consciousness. The experience occurs in consciousness and is a modified form of consciousness. And that which we call the quantum vacuum objectively is actually imbued with subjectivity because subject-object are entangled in every experience in a deeper reality, which is neither the subject nor the object, but pure consciousness, infinite possibilities, and very precise in its computation to give rise to this infinite universe. So substitute the word quantum vacuum for formless consciousness, and that is infinite and borderless and formless and irreducible and fundamental and without cause. And the infinite universe and even infinite universes, multiverses, are all pure knowing, pure intelligence, pure consciousness, undifferentiated, differentiating into multiverses. And we, human beings, are a species that can actually understand this. So that is why this human mind, which is a modification, a differentiated aspect, a mode of knowing amongst innumerable modes of knowing, can actually understand how the divine, undifferentiated, formless, infinite mind becomes the differentiated multiverse as a mode of knowing, and that human beings, with all their mathematical abilities and their constructs, including the construct we call quantum mechanics, allows us to get a glimpse of how the divine becomes the experience of the manifest universe. Now, I know that, if you talk to physicists like Lawrence Krauss, etc., who know a lot about this, but as soon as you talk about the divine and consciousness, they will say nonsense. Okay, because physics being a science, and science is based on what is called objective reality. But what we call objective reality is also known in consciousness alone. As Max Planck said, you cannot get behind consciousness. Sooner or later, scientists have to recognize the elephant in the room. It is the divine, formless being, which is differentiating into modes of knowing. And what we experience as the human universe is a particular mode of knowing. Now, this is mind-boggling, but without consciousness, we can't even come up with these theories. All these theories are conceived in consciousness, and the experiments are designed in consciousness, and the observations are made in consciousness. And that consciousness is the divine in you. Understanding this will require a radical shift in our identity of who we think we are. As Ram Dass said, we are all God in drag. We are the divine in human form. And the divine in human form can comprehend, even though it's very difficult for most people to do so, unless they're obsessed with this, like I am, the divine in us can comprehend the creation of the universe. Let me know if this is useful, because if you understand that you are that, ultimately you are that formless divine, then we have to throw away all other constructs, birth, death, suffering, all those come from mistaken identity. Well, that's it. And Digital Dharma is now out. If you want to read it, if you have the time, ability, desire to read it, it's a user's guide to find your best life possible. That's what Dharma is, living your best life possible, following your bliss. This is a user's guide. And if you want, you can continue this conversation with me by going to digitaldeepak.ai, my digital twin. Okay, have a wonderful, cosmic, timeless experience of your divine self. This is my best wish for you. Thank you, my friends.